All you have to do is set your intention. And once you do that, you'll change every aspect of your life forever. And I guarantee it. Because I believe in that statement more than I believe in 2 + 2 = 4. And the reason why is because I'm walking proof that once you set your intention, your life changes. And to provide some context, right now, I'm in this beautiful Airbnb. Bought this for myself. Spent the last 5 or 4 days here. Tomorrow will be the 5th day I'm leaving. And I've been reading and meditating, going on walks, sitting in stillness, watching some of my favorite movies. It's been an absolute, just amazing reset for me. After coming off 2 of the best months I've had in my high ticket sales career. But this is new. Because for the past 3 years, I've been struggling immensely. If you've been following along on Instagram, you'll know that just 3 years ago, I was crying myself to sleep every single night, despite making 6 figures a year, despite moving across the country with my best friend, and despite playing at some of the nicest and most beautiful golf courses in the country. On top of that, I was struggling to make any sort of business, content idea, or anything in my life work at all. And that says a lot after someone who went from a walk-on to an All-American baseball player, team captain, one of the best baseball players in the country at the Division III level. Academic, athletic All-American, first team All-Conference. All right, I get it, pride. I'd been struggling for so long, and it got to the point where in this past January, so today is August 2nd, in January of this year, 2026, I had $152 left in my bank account. And on top of that, I had $30,000 worth of credit card debt. If you want to count student loans, it's actually more than that. Thank God I'm not paying those, but they'll be gone soon too. Now, right, by the time I get paid next, I'll be out of credit card debt completely. I got money in the bank. And like I said before, I'm coming off 2 of the best sales months I've ever had in my life. Back to back. What changed though? What changed from January this year to then June and July being my 2 best months? Remember, January I had $152 left in my bank account. What changed is the fact that I started setting the intention of stepping in the shoes of my best self each and every day, irregardless of how I feel. Every single day, I set the intention to be the greatest, the highest, and the most powerful version of myself. Operating in truth, no matter how I feel. It wasn't always like that. What is that red? Did you guys see that? Regardless of how I feel. Back then, though, when I was crying myself to sleep every night, didn't matter if I felt amazing. Didn't matter if I felt shit. There was no intention. There was no purpose. There was nothing behind me as a man. I was as far away from God as I've ever been. I was as far away from the self who strove and strived for self-improvement, for personal development. I was just by far the most lost I've ever been. And it's because I had no purpose, no direction, no connection to God. I wasn't waking up and setting the intention for myself. Because part of me probably loved the suffering. Part of me loved being able to tell my best friend, man, I just cried last night, man. Just, things aren't as good as they used to be. Things aren't as good as how they were when I was a baseball player. Getting glazed by everybody. Team captain. All the professors love me. Getting interviewed all the time. Part of me loved the suffering. And your life doesn't have to be lived like that. It just doesn't. But I didn't know any better. Quite frankly, I just didn't know any better. And that's a lame excuse now, but the reason why I didn't know any better is because I was looking at the wrong things. I would look at the fact that I wanted the nice car. I would look at the fact that I wanted my own business. I would want. And wanting doesn't get you shit. But when you wake up each and every day and tell yourself that I'm stepping into the shoes of the greatest and most highest and most powerful version of myself, no matter how I feel, you're able to navigate your day from a perspective, from a lens that otherwise would have been unheard of to you. Because you're going to do the little shit right. You're not going to overeat. For me, I'm in high ticket sales. I'm going to take every single sales call knowing that my greatest self is going to figure out the problem for this person and help them change their life. I'm going to treat my family that much differently, even if they're being insane, even if they're arguing over a fucking fork. I'm going to treat people in the world that much differently, regardless of how they talk to me, regardless of what they look like, because the greatest and highest, most powerful version of myself is loving everybody around me. No matter what they do or no matter what they say to me, no matter how they're behaving, no matter who they are, no matter what they look like, no matter what their race is, no matter what their religion is. I didn't always think like this though. In January, I wasn't thinking like this. Because I'd point the finger and I'd hate rather than love. I had no intention. I knew how to get some fucking views though. I knew how to make hate videos online. I knew how to say that I was building my business, even though I wasn't. I knew how to say I was giving my best effort in my sales call, but I wasn't. There was no purpose, there was no direction, there was no intention. In May, I set the intention. I set the intention to step into the greatest, highest, and best version of myself each and every day, regardless of how I feel. And all of a sudden, June and July ended up being the best sales months of my entire life. So the point that I'm trying to make here is this. If you're in a position right now in life where things could be better, if you find yourself wanting, forcing yourself to go to the gym and count every calorie, for some reason you just can't quite be perfect. Drop it. Don't fucking worry about being perfect, because you already are. Instead, set the intention to step into the highest, best, and most powerful version of yourself, regardless of how you feel. And give yourself gentle reminders throughout the day that this is your new intention, that you intend to give your best no matter what. And whatever the fucking results end up being, doesn't matter. Because when your head hits the pillow that night, you know for an absolute verifiable fact that you gave your best effort. The only thing you can control. And that's going to build your confidence. It's going to shift your paradigm. What a completely different paradigm from when I was crying myself to sleep every night to the version of me that you're seeing right now in front of this video camera, this MacBook. I'm more powerful, not in an evil way, in a loving way. You have the capacity to do the same exact thing, to make the exact same transformation in your own way. But this will not be done until you shift your paradigm from directionless, purposeless, lazy, fearful, emotional, into certain, into knowingness, into intentionality, in being the greatest version of yourself. Because this is literally the only thing that you can control. Can't even control the results, but you can't control how you go about your life. And what a beautiful thing that it is once you start to set the intention of being your greatest and most powerful self. You can do this. I believe in you. I love you. And I'll see you in the next one.